This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. History of the involvement of the cities in the world has different reasons that lead to the development and establishment of the towns. Urban citizens have some costs to incur for rapid urbanization besides the benefits that make urban centers bigger and more modern. Globalization has moved towards economic, financial, and communication integration as a result of urbanization. It has led to the invention and application of machinery to production, so, the development of machine production based on extensive use of computer technology leads to urbanization as well. The process by which rural areas grow to form cities, as they expand and create them to become urban centers. It began in ancient cities in Mesopotamia, which means the land between the rivers, and was the birth of writing. Rain and mountains have led to the production of that place. Background. During the Uruk period, it is weighed that a particularly prosperous and efficient village attracted the attention of others, who were less wealthy and then attached themselves to the successful settlement. It led to inflation of population in the places that turned into cities. The result of the inhabitants struggling to cope with the environment was proposed by Helen Chapin Metz, which resulted from the growth in Mesopotamia. Factors that developed in the Euphrates rivers emerged in the summer, so the uncertainty of the Tigris was unleashed. Destroying floods removed entire people and the extreme fruitfulness of the river valleys. People were attracted by the productivity and were encouraged to migrate and settle there. The volatility of the rivers and the growing of surplus food necessitates a form of collective management of low-lying land from flooding. Cooperative management became more advanced as the excess of production enlarged the process of urbanization that developed gradually. Although the agricultural census indicated that the population was not included, the structure and security were the primary attractions of the people in urban areas. It was then relocated to the towns, but it failed to account for the continuation of the movement throughout the history of Mesopotamia or its replication in other cities. Myths and facts. Urbanization is both a result of economic development and leverage, and more jobs are set up in the blooming of industries, trade and services, and social property. Business opportunities and employment are the main attractions of urban centers, hence many people show up to earn more money and get better living standards. Valuable resources, particularly natural, human, and financial resources, are fixed on economic growth. All the cities in Mesopotamia were great temple, which was a locale of social, commercial, and ceremonial functions. The productivity of the capital generated a population with adequate food that enabled them to start bartering with other towns in the area. The need for more raw materials diminished the natural resources of the locality, led to the lack of necessary assets and the desertion of the city as urbanization continued. By 400 BCE, the people of Eridu and their neighbors laid the foundations almost for everything familiar with the civilization, calling the urban revolution through the invention of cities the last of it. The hierarchy of division of labor, education, writing, and literature was created when the city became centralized. Mesopotamia built irrigation channels, dams, and dikes to keep water from flooded crops, and it had civil law codes as well. Their trade was under the control of the middle class and had no such emolument buildings. Mesopotamian religion did not believe in the afterlife, and they thought that all bad and good people went underground. Their religion also found that they were servants of the Creator. It was made up of individual city-states controlled by different powers and was the first civilization. Conclusion. Mesopotamia was considered to be the first civilization of the world that made many lasting changes to create it as we own it, and has left the most impact on creating culture, and we come across them today. People were able to acquire human rights in marriages, holdings, and law as well. Although the civilization was introduced in Mesopotamia, it did not stop people from migrating, trading, and exchanging ideas with others. urbanization was the cause of the expansion of the systems in the cities and enabled the economy to rise at a graduated scale rate. It has advanced and allowed people to produce excess food to trade because everyone can produce enough to sustain their families, hence improving the economy. Writing developed both and was circulated among the region and was kept for future reference as we read them today. Capital cities were produced by urbanization and civilization that contributed to the attraction of tourism, hence boosting the economy of the region and benefiting the whole area in general. Good agriculture enabled people to work together with the ones who were in places that were not well developed due to sufficient clean water and a favorable climate for growing crops. This research paper on urbanization process in Mesopotamia was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.